What's up, YouTube? Mr. Johnson back with another video. Tonight we're going to talk about mandatory vaccination. I know here where I live at, statewide, doctors and nurses are supposed to mandatorily get vaccinated. And I know that a small number of them have rebelled against that simply because they feel it's a choice. They feel that they don't want the contents within the vaccines within their bodies. So they don't want certain contents in their bodies, and I am down for that. I back those doctors and nurses up 110% because I am not what you call an anti-vaxxer. I am a person who feel that you should have a choice in what you want inside of your body, regardless of what kind of issues come about. Now, a lot of people, their argument is that the people who are anti-vaxxers are a public health threat to people who have been vaccinated. And I think that argument is stupid because if you are vaccinated, why are you worried about people who are not vaccinated? You see, if I'm vaccinated, I'm not going to worry about someone who is not vaccinated because now I'm vaccinated and I have defended myself against whatever this person has. You see? So that argument is illogical and I don't pay much attention to it. However, I want to talk about free will. Free will is the ability to do what it is you feel you want to do, and you have the free will to do it. And you have choices within the framework of free will. So if I don't want to get vaccinated, that's my choice. I have free will to do that, to make that choice. And I don't think any man, regardless of what they say or why I should get vaccinated or why I should do something, no man has the ability to override my free will, especially when it pertains to something going inside of my body. America and the whole Western Hemisphere has that bad, where they try to force people to do something that they don't want to do, and then they try to make it a moral issue. Well, the children, and you're not vaccinating the children, and it's going to affect the children's health, and they're going to get measles and chicken pox, and it's always a situation wherein they exploit the children and make something a moral issue in order to push a certain agenda on everyone else. And I think this type of thing and the thinking that these people have will one day lead to civil war. Because once you start trying to take away people's choices or free will, what you're doing is pushing those people's backs against the wall, and eventually they're going to come off that wall and start fighting back. And I think that if America continues to do this, mandating things, that's exactly what's going to happen. Civil war, or people are going to simply stop participating in the system. Another thing, like these people who are believers or pro-vaxxers, they seem like they are a cult. The feel I get from them is cultish. They almost remind me of the Christian or the Spanish Inquisition, in which they witch hunt or anti-vaxxer hunt if they feel that these people are a threat and they feel that they can't make them believe what they believe. So that thing with trying to make people or bend people to your belief is something that's unethical, and shaming people, using shaming tactics to get people to feel bad about not doing something is absolutely grotesque. So I say to you people who believe in vaccines, who believe in vaccination, you should not act as a cult and attack people because they are wanting to exercise their free will not to get vaccinated. Okay? It is a person's choice whether or not they want to do something. All right? I can't emphasize this enough. And I had my woman argue with me about this whole thing, and she said, yeah, I think the government needs to mandate more of this type of thing. And I told her, I said, that type of thinking is dangerous because you're just trying to take away people's options. And so, again, I want to say also, I'm not into the medical or scientific mumbo jumbo about why you should get vaccinated, what's in it, that science proved that vaccinations work and why they work. I'm not into that right now. What I'm into, again, as I said in the beginning of this video, is free will. A human right to say no to something, especially when you don't want it in your body. All right, so we're not going to get into what vaccinations do or don't do, and the detergents that's in it, or the mercury that's in it, and things like that. I know those things are in it. That's one of the reasons why I don't want it in my body. But also, even if I didn't know those things and I didn't want to get vaccinated, I'm just simply going to say no, I don't want to get vaccinated. And I never had any of the diseases that come with not being so-called vaccinated. And I never, so, you know, like I tell people all the time, I've never been vaccinated and I have never had a problem. And so, moving on. When government starts pushing something, I get very suspicious and I start backing up. And whenever government gets society at large to start pushing something, I start backing up in suspicion. The reason being is because I remember the Tuskegee experiment in which black men were infested with syphilis and volunteered to be a part of the Tuskegee experiment, and the government allowed, and some say that the government injected black men with it as well as the ones who came into the experiment already